PMacMovies. Back! Pointing his finger at the camera here on PMacMovies. We got a PMacMovies Blu-ray DVD haul video. Not getting too much lately. Actually, some of this stuff was stuff I ordered a little bit back. And I'm gonna be getting pretty more. I don't know if nitpicky is the right word, or more. I'm going to be really thinking through my purchases a lot more because I ended up having to buy a new vehicle, and it was something that wasn't really planned. So I spent a lot more money than I was thinking that was going to happen, and we also still need a new roof and other things. So the movie buying is really going to have to be cut down, or PMac's going to go in debt, and he doesn't want to do that. So, if I find stuff that's a good deal and stuff like that, I'll still get it. I'm just going to be a little bit more picky about it. I do appreciate you guys for joining me, by the way. Going to try to continue doing the weekly haul videos. If there's not too much of them, which could be very possible, unless, the deals just keep coming and there's offers I can't refuse. But, these hauls might be smaller. And I've been thinking about, the PMac Perspective channel and things like that. I think I'm just going to keep doing those talks on here again. It seems to get more reaction. Even if some of the reaction's negative, at least it gets people thinking. Now they're coming out with... You can see the storyline being built now in the news as far as an NFL team and a important world leader. You got to be careful with what you say here. So getting to see, and it's story building, it's storyline building, and then into the fall and winter. It's going to be shut down everything again, and people are really going to be suffering. This past thing, people didn't really suffer because the government was giving out freebies and stuff. So the suffering must be escalated, and that's what the storyline's building to. Unfortunately, it's not good, but people buying in, believing, and giving it energy and power and following the guidelines, whatever they present things as, it is not. It's just getting you to believe certain things so that you participate. You see a lot of this vote stuff. Everything's vote, 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 vote. Your participation gives the system energy, gives the system power. If people stop participating, it would lose all of its power, and we'd be more free. But I know people, we'd have to get into it a little bit more, and most people are, unfortunately most people see things the way the news presents it because that's all they've been told. But let's get into this haul here. I can't help myself. I do need to talk about things because they're important, and I know it doesn't help the channel. It turns people off, but we got to take a look at what's really important, not just, what did PMac buy this week? But let's take a look. I'd actually prefer to talk about that stuff, but let's take a look at the movies I got here. Movies. I got from Dollar Tree. Maybe I showed this off last week. When did I get this? No, it would have been this week I got this. Choke Slam here. From MVD Visual. I really like the girl, Amanda Crew. I really enjoy her in the movies I've seen her in. So snag that. She was in that one with Zac Efron. It was another Dollar Tree Blu-ray. I really like that movie. And then she was also in one that Bill sent me. A Well Go movie. I forget, with the little girl and Amanda Cruz, the mother. That was a really good one. Up next, I got this. Little Jennifer Love Hewitt. You can't go wrong with that. And then we got Will Ferrell. And we have Craig Craig Bierko. He was from that what is it called? The 13th Floor, was it? So that was cool that he was in there. I don't know if this is like a anamorphic widescreen. It looks like a really, really ancient DVD. Jennifer Love Hewitt. She's pretty good, though. Whew. And then I got one from Big Lots, which I haven't opened. It is this John Wayne Action 3-pack with Island in the Sky, McClintock, and The High and the Mighty. I have The High and the Mighty and Island in the Sky. I do not believe that I have McClintock. This was only $1.25, so I'll beer myself. Let's take a look and make sure McClintock... I mean, this is a pretty cool little set here. Disc is looking good. They each have their own disc. Authentic Collector's Edition. I think McClintock has a Blu-ray. Not sure about the other two, but not necessarily movies that I need on Blu-ray. McClintock widescreen version enhanced, so it's a anamorphic widescreen DVD. Pretty cool. For $1.25, I'll snag that. Then we got some Goodwill stuff this week. Upcoming here for the rest of this video, I got some Shout Selects too. I got some Arrow Video, so some pretty cool stuff coming up here. But let's take a look. This was from not the Goodwill Near Work, but a different one. I found The Missing here with Ashley Judd, the complete first season. I looked into it a little bit. Sounded like a pretty good one. And these ABC TV shows tend to be hard to get for cheap. It has the slipcover, and it's still sealed. So for $4.99, I decided to grab it. You know, would prefer to pay a little bit less. Looks like it's 430 minutes. Sean Bean is also in it. I think it has something to do with her missing daughter, and it's kind of like a action thriller show. And I read some pretty good things about it, so I went ahead and snagged it up. I think it's from 2012. And then I believe this one is out of print based on my brief research. Richard Attenborough film, Grey Owl, starring Pierce Brosnan. So this is a, looks like a Sony DVD from, holy crap, 99. I didn't realize it was that old. So I don't know. This might actually not be anamorphic widescreen. I don't know, because that's a pretty darn old DVD. I mean, Sony usually does a pretty good job, and the disc is totally mint. And looking into it, it looked like it was, you know, out of print and going for a little bit of money, but it's hard to say. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be anamorphic widescreen. Yeah, it says 16:9 anamorphic transfer, so it is. Cool. Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, I don't know anybody else in this, but from the director of Gandhi and executive producer of Dances with Wolves. Let me know if you know anything about that one. That was $3. And then yesterday after work, I did go to the Goodwill Near Work, and they had some new stuff, a bunch of Blu-rays. Most of them I either already had or I didn't really think were worth $3. However, I did find Homeland, the complete first season. Really good first few seasons of this. I think I've seen at least the first 2 seasons, and I think I have season 3 and possibly season 4. Is there a season 4? I can't remember. I think I have a few of these on DVD. This one, I believe I only have on DVD. And this was not necessarily one that I absolutely needed to upgrade, but I figured, hey, it's got the nice plastic slipcover, and it's still sealed. So for $3, I snagged it. It is like, terrorism propaganda that they put out a lot of that stuff around that time, like 24 and stuff like that. And they put out some really entertaining stuff, but it's to push that terrorism narrative, like they push viral narratives in a lot of stuff too. They have to put it out in a lot of movies and TV shows to get you, to get your focus and your energy on that. And so then when it actually pops up in the news, you've already seen it so many times, even though it's all phony, you've already been programmed to accept it as real, more or less. And then I got, this was a really cool one for the price, only $5, a show I don't really like, Charmaine likes it, and the value here is excellent. It is Big Bang Theory, season 1 through 7 on Blu-ray for only $5. Yeah, you know, even if you don't like a show, if you can get the seasons for less than $1 per season on Blu-ray, you beer yourself. This is the UK edition. Warner Brothers stuff is, I believe they're the same discs with just different artwork. I did notice a couple of them need to be wiped off and might even have some light scratches. I'm just looking at it. Most of it's just going to wipe off, but I think only probably a few of the discs were even used based on what I've seen here. Like some of the first few discs in the set have some gunk on them, and then as you get a little bit deeper into the set, they're like totally pristine, so I think not even much of these was used. And it looked like all the discs were in the set and intact. So this was an absolutely fantastic find. Glad I stopped there yesterday after work. So there's that stack. I did get some stuff from Deep Discount. I don't buy much from there anymore. They did have a 15% off sale, and they had some beer me's. So of course I had to beer myself. Firstly, I don't buy many albums, many CDs anymore. But 10 Years is probably my favorite band. So I got their new CD, Violent Allies. It was a little bit cheaper than Amazon plus the 15% off code. I think it was like 13 something plus 15% off. So it was a beer me, and actually it has several really, really enjoyable songs on it. So I'm really enjoying this. Really good CD if you like that type of music. Kind of like a, you know, a little bit steady, fast-paced, modern rock, not super heavy. I guess some of the songs are a little bit heavier, but it's not like the guy's not screaming or anything. He actually sings, and it's excellent. Sounds good, good lyrics. This CD, I think, is a little bit more simplistic as far as the lyrics and stuff. I think it had more of a mainstream feel to it, which makes a lot of the songs more catchy, but maybe not as much depth to them and things like that. But I really like that one. And then some really nice bargains from Deep Discount. I got a movie that I really, really loved, actually. The Call of the Wild here, starring Harrison Ford. You know, it's movies. It's interesting. Movies like this, where it's so obvious that the animals in it, that the main dog is fake. Like, they have special effects where they could make that dog look like completely real if they wanted to. And it just looks, it's like obviously fake. Still a really good movie. But I think, you know, they don't want you to necessarily know the technology that they have. They have technology that they can make things that look exactly real. But if you knew that, then when you watch the news, maybe you'd say, well, couldn't they just fake all this? But, yeah, we're not going to go there too far. Looks like I got a little dent in it. Son of a gun. But this was this was pretty cheap. I mean, this was like $7 or $8. I don't know why it was so cheap from them, because it is a Disney release. So there's the digital code. And like, I really highly recommend this movie. There's the Blu-ray and the DVD. Blu-ray looking good, DVD looking good, just beautiful artwork. And it says 20th Century Fox Studios, but it does have all of the Disney stuff now on it. See, it's got that, but then it's got that, so it's still, the code is like a Disney digital code. Pretty cool. I really enjoyed this movie. Loved it a lot. Up next, one that I've never seen. Didn't really hear this much. It looked like something cool, and it was around $8 and then 15% off. So I think it ended up being probably around $7. It is the Sisters Brothers here on Blu-ray, DVD, digital combo pack, starring John C. Reilly, Joaquin Phoenix, Jake Gyllenhaal, and whoever Riz Ahmed is. Is this like a... I don't know if it's like a comedy western, maybe? Or maybe it's not a comedy at all. John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix blaze a trail of action, adventure, and sly wit as Eli and Charlie's sisters, notorious sibling assassins who are hired to kill a gold prospector accused of stealing from their tyrannical boss in the Old West. Co-starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Riz Ahmed, and based on the award-winning novel by Patrick DeWitt. This gritty western is a wildly chaotic ride from start to finish. I enjoy John C. Reilly, Joaquin Phoenix, and Jake Gyllenhaal, so this is quite the cast. Surprised I had never really heard of this movie. It looks like it's from 2018 and 121 minutes. Glad to get that one for an affordable price. And then one, this one is about the author of the Lord of the Rings books, Tolkien. You've probably heard of this one. I had heard of this. Again, the price of it was about, I believe it was the same as Sisters Brothers, so it ended up being like $7 or like $7 something maybe, which I thought was a pretty good deal on it. It's $10 on Best Buy and Amazon now, but kind of like more of a drama about Tolkien. I actually popped it in last night. You can see the Blu-ray's out, but I was super tired, so I fell asleep like right away. And I'm sure it's probably pretty much all made up about Tolkien, but no, I read the biography on Tolkien, and it has some stuff. You can't trust any of that stuff. You just can't trust it. Probably all made up. But anyway, we won't get too much into that either. Anywho, I did Shout Select had a sale, and while the sale wasn't phenomenal, there was several things that I had been on the lookout for, and then because I was interested in the movies and they had pretty good prices and it would get me free shipping, I got a couple more. The three main ones that I really wanted that I had been looking at in other sales and stuff, and this was going to be the best price I could get on them at this point. Firstly being, this one was a little bit more. This one was $18. But it is like one of their nicer editions, and it is a fantastic movie that I remember from my childhood. I do have it on DVD. Absolutely wanted the Blu-ray. It is The Man in the Iron Mask, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. This is from 1998, 132 minutes. I remember this movie back when it came out. I really enjoyed it. And then I did buy the DVD, like, I don't know, probably 15 years ago, or maybe a little bit less than that, and watched it. So I have watched it several times and really like it. Here's the reverse artwork. A couple issues with it. That is one issue. You can see that's like bent right there, so that sucks. That happens on like the Kino, some of these shouts. Kind of sucks, but what can you do? I might be able to kind of fix that, but I might mess it up more trying to fix it. And then the disc, you know, I've seen this several times with discs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it clearly, but it looks like when they made the surface on the bottom, like it didn't totally go all the way finished. I don't know if you see that right there. And I've seen that on several discs. I wonder if I can actually take a picture of that. I was trying to take a picture of it. Okay, but you can see there. You can see that more clearly there, how I did it. So that's kind of I don't think it'll affect anything, but it just kind of annoys me. I've seen it. I have seen that on like at least one Arrow Video, Blu-ray, and some Warner Brothers. I think some of their TV seasons I've seen that sort of thing. I believe that they played fine and stuff, but it's just, I don't know. Let me know if you guys have seen that. I've never seen it happen on DVDs. It has something to do with the coating that they use for the Blu-ray, so I don't know. But the other two movies that I really wanted from Shout Select, I wanted Shakedown here. Never seen the movie, but it stars Peter Weller and Sam Elliott. I really like Sam Elliott. Peter Weller's okay too. This is from 1988, directed by James Glickenhaus, who also directed The Soldier and The Exterminator, which I have The Exterminator. I need to watch that. No slipcover on this one. That's another thing. The Man in the Iron Mask, it does have a pretty nice slipcover, which actually got to me in quite good condition. You know, it does have the little bend there, but overall pretty good. Can't expect perfection from the mail. And then another one I was interested in. So Shakedown was $15, which I was fine with because I had seen it more expensive. Even from the Target buy two get one, I think it was more than that. And then this one I believe was $13. Ned Kelly, starring Heath Ledger and Orlando Bloom. So for $13, I snagged this up. I think there was like a Amazon buy two get one when they were matching Target, and I think this probably would have been around that price, maybe a little bit more. But there was no sales tax with this order, so that worked out. And then I looked into a few more. I was trying to get to the free shipping and make sure I got everything that were ones that I wanted. Heard some good things about this one, so I decided to go ahead and grab Cuffs on Blu-ray. This is with Christian Slater, Mila Jovovich, and Bruce Boxleitner from Tron and the Babylon 5 TV show. Little Bruce Boxleitner. That was either like 13 or 15, I'm not sure. And then this is a 2-movie set, so I thought this was a pretty good deal to get me some Robert Mitchum. We got Farewell, My Lovely, and The Big Sleep, which are both feature-length movies. They're both a little bit over an hour and a half, so a couple 1970s Robert Mitchum movies. Sounded pretty good. And again, this was either 13 or 15. It wasn't too expensive. I think it might have been $13. So I thought for that price, I would go ahead and snag that one. Now, this is one, a Scream Factory that I pre-ordered from Target. And there's a whole big bullshit with this. So I'll show you what it is first. It is the new Vincent Price collection here from Scream Factory. So there's a whole story with this thing. So I pre-ordered it. They had a buy one, get one half off. And I was able to pre-order this during that deal. So I got it for a really good price, like $33. And I got it, and it came in one of those cardboard things that are like tight, which Target uses all the time. So I open it up and I look at all the corners, and it looks excellent. And then I'm like, you know, I'm getting ready to move on and do something else, and I see in the middle here, it's like it's got a nice dent through here. Like if it was just a little thing, I could have lived with it. But it was like a decent size, like obvious, pretty like dent through here. I had just been focused on the corners and stuff because that's usually what gets beat up. So I'm like, and then I checked the discs, and I think some of them might have had little scratches, but nothing too bad. It seems like with the Scream Factory box sets, they'll have like little scratches on them. I've had several of those from, you know, new things I bought. But anyway, I contacted Target, and they said to ship it back and whatnot. Now, the cool thing with Amazon is Amazon will ship it right away, and you get it, and then you can take a look at the two sets, and if there's any issues, you can kind of cobble together the best set. Well, with how Target does it, you have to send that set back before they send you the other one. So they wouldn't just send it to me, and then I could, you know, there's an issue with the slip box on this one. And then with this one, there's an issue with the disc, with one of the discs. And you kind of cobble together a mint or close to mint set. No, you have to send it back. So I sent it back, and I got this one. And it looks pretty decent. You know, some of the corners are a little beat. There's a little bit of stuff there, you know, old CD PMac with some of that kind of stuff. But that was I was gonna be fine with it. That's good enough. No issue yet. But then I open it up and I'm looking through the discs and I get to the Mask of Red Death, which I believe is one that has some new stuff on it. I think they're actually releasing it separate. And I look at the disc and it has several long kind of circular-ish scratches, and I don't think you're going to be able to see it. Let's see if you can see these scratches, because I've seen these on other discs before too. Let's see here. I don't know. I think you can kind of see that one. You see that? And the light there. So there's several of those. You kind of right there. There's several of those on this disc. And they're light, and I don't think they'll affect anything. But this is, I want a mint edition. Definitely of these, like, boutique sets. I want a pretty close to mint copy. So I did another customer service chat with Target. They're I can return it to the store and get my money back. And I don't want to, I would rather exchange it. I want like a good copy of it. If you're gonna, and then they said, well, I can't do it. And I looked at my account and it said it's not replaceable anymore because I already got a replacement. So I tell the guy the reason, because he told me, like, it's no longer available for replacement. And I told him, well, it's no longer available for replacement because it already got replaced and they won't let me replace it again, but it's not my fault that both copies were damaged. And it's really not Target's fault either as far as the scratched disc. It is their fault as far as the beat-up copy because of the way they shipped it. That copy, actually, the corners and everything were a lot better, but it was just because it was so tight in there, it got dented. So, I said, you're not giving me any good options. I don't want to return it for a refund. So he ended up saying that I could keep it and he would refund. Okay, I'll that's fine. So I'll do that, obviously. So they did that, and then I looked back and he refunded the replacement order. The replacement order was worth $0. So I'm like, did he refund me $0? Like, and then I did another customer service chat right after that, and she said I was getting refunded the $33. I still have to check my Target credit card, which for some reason apparently I can't figure out the password, even though I tried like every password it could possibly be, but I got to see if they actually refunded me the $33. Anywho, PMac's talking a lot of nonsense. Let's move on. I got the remainder of my Zavvi UK order. Of course, they did send me, like I told you last week, they sent me a wrong item. Actually, out of all the items, it would have been, if they were going to send the wrong one for one of the items, it was the one that they did. So it was like the one I wanted the least probably out of everything. They sent me this Get Out 4K, which I don't really, okay, I'll take the 4K disc or whatever. I do have that on Blu-ray. It's not really a movie I need on 4K, and I'm sure that I'll be able to eventually get the US one very cheap. They sent me that instead of, I think it's called The Tiger, an Old Warrior's Tale or something like that, from maybe Eureka. So they sent me that. So I messaged them yesterday, and I'm waiting for their response. But here's the rest of what I did get for like the Arrow buy one get one, or buy one get one. Arrow Academy's property is no longer a theft. And I believe, so it says, having tackled the corrupting nature of power with investigation of a citizen above suspicion. So that was a Criterion Collection Blu-ray that I got, that one. So I did want to get this because of that. I thought that was a pretty decent movie. It was pretty entertaining and kind of a silly way as far as like kind of how corruption works. It was like the head detective or head cop or whatever in that movie, and he's basically like making it obvious that he's the killer and even admitting it, and it's like they won't accept that he did it. It is pretty funny. But so I grabbed that one because I enjoyed that movie. And then I got Fear Eats the Soul, which I think has a Criterion release here in the U.S., but I could obviously get it for much cheaper during this sale, and it is a Rainer Werner Fassbinder movie, and it's considered one of his best movies. And this has a brand new 4K restoration, as does Property is No Longer a Theft. So a couple pretty cool ones. I think Fear Eats the Soul is probably Region B locked. Not sure about this one. This one might be region free, excuse me. I'm not sure. And then this was a pretty cool one too. So these all ended up being about $12 after shipping and everything. I thought this looked like a show I would like. This is I think it's a British show starring Stellan Skarsgård. It is River, a major 6-part series, and I believe he plays a detective. It says a gifted police officer with a secret. Is a man haunted by manifestations of the dead, including a tormenting killer. So this looked like a pretty good one, I thought. And it is 349 minutes, 2 discs. And this is put out by Arrow Films. Yeah, Arrow Films. So I was happy to get this one. It was part of a deal where it was like buy 2 for a certain price. So I thought this looked like a pretty cool bargain in that deal. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I know that sometimes I talk about things that probably people disagree with, or stuff like that. But I guess it's not just all about being liked. It's about trying to get your truth out there, and we're just barraged by things in the mainstream. They constantly are putting it's repetition, and when you get that repetition enough, it's hard to think outside of what they're repeating. So yeah, it probably doesn't do much good overall, because most people already make up their minds about things. But at the same time, planting seeds to people can at least help. I find that movie collectors tend to, pretty much everybody, but movie collectors do tend to definitely believe the narratives, believe the science stuff, the experts, the NASA, and it's all basically believing fictional stuff. But I mean, what can you do? You can't necessarily get people to see what you see. So I'm pretty much preaching to the choir and pissing off everybody else. So that's the way it is sometimes. But glad that you joined me, and I do thank you for watching. Check out the description for ways that you can help out the channel, and we will see you next time on PMacMovies. Bye, guys!